The internet exists for unsolicited opinions. It's been over 20 years since the dot-com boom, and I can't understand how people can exist and not realize that. Time was, a sheltered person can go their whole adolescent lives without hearing the fuck word, and now you can't even look at a Facebook page without being pelted by more F-bombs than an NWA record. The internet did not create the societal issue. It took all the issues that have existed since the dawn of civilization and put a permanent spotlight on them. Now, I'm from St. Louis, specifically North County, and over here people say fucking the same way most people say or So hearing profanity never affected me, even though I'm pushing 30 and still refuse to curse around family, but that's because I'm a fucking weirdo. But as the internet has given us a veil to be our rawest, most depraved selves, it's also broken down boundaries and allowed people to express their opinion and find like-minded people in a way that was not possible before. But in order to find those like-minded people, you have to actually speak up. Now that I got that out of the way, time to talk about what I really wanted to talk about, which is a small group of people I've ran into on Discord who could eat my booty like groceries. It's only a few, but no less annoying, and usually I'd ignore them, but fuck it. It's an excuse to talk about things I like while dropping enough F-bombs to make Quentin Tarantino proud, so let's fucking go! I'm going to talk about 3 different series I'm into in increasing order of severity. The first is Ranger Reject. Ranger Reject is a recent series and it's not exactly catching the world on fire, so it's natural for the uninitiated to be inquisitive. But there comes a point where the questioning becomes self-defeating. Ranger Reject is Power Rangers meets The Boys, with an expanding cast of characters, a POV character who's a shape-shifting quasi-immortal foot soldier, and a dark, cynical sense of humor. Anything else is spoiler territory, and you can go fuck yourself if you're trying to get me to spoil it for people who haven't read it, which is most people I know. If Power Rangers meets The Boys interests you, read it, make your own opinion, let me know what you think. But if it doesn't interest you, then shut up and let the people who do enjoy it. There is nothing less cool than trying to have an opinion on something you know nothing about. That brings me to my second topic. Quintessential Quintuplets. I cannot tell you how many times people have picked fights with me over daring to enjoy a rom-com that people generally seem to like. This is more egregious because it is way more popular than Ranger Reject, and with greater attention comes greater amounts of people talking about it, and with more conversation comes a wider pool of opinions to pull from. Quince is near universally acclaimed. The final stretch got some flack, but it was minuscule. Being popular and being good are not the same thing, but the more popular something is, the more flack it'll get for every single little fault. People who hate the ending of Quince hate it because the rest of the story was so good that they got invested and had enough love for the series to actually have strong emotions when things didn't go as expected. Just look at Star Wars for the perfect example of all the points I've made so far. Quince is a rom-com. If you are not interested in rom-coms, that is totally fine. Quince isn't for you. As someone who does like rom-coms, I can emphatically say Quince is my favorite rom-com because it has deeper characterizations, a greater emphasis on those characterizations, because the titular Quince spend more time with each other than they do the main character, a novel mystery hook straight out of How I Met Your Mother, and also really good art. If that's not enough for you, Godspeed, but you do not have the right to say that's not good enough for other people. Especially when you're asking that person why they like something. Being cynical to the point of hostility doesn't make you cool, and making character judgments on a person for liking something in a genre they like doesn't make you smart. Both of these things make you a miserable fucking doofus. People who are entertained by things tend to lead happier, healthier lives, so get the fuck over yourself. The third point of discussion I want to highlight with these people is One Piece. Now, there is no such thing as an objectively wrong opinion, but you are objectively in the wrong if you try having an opinion on something you know nothing about. One Piece is one of the most successful and acclaimed pieces of media of all time across all mediums. It is the one manga series I know of that serious literature YouTubers put on the same tier as Lord of the Rings, Mistborn, Game of Thrones, and other influential, universally beloved epic fantasies. Yes, not just the manga fans, not just anime fans. People tend to love One Piece. Nobody is making you like anything, but you are not automatically superior for not liking something, especially if you have no basis for your opinion. One Piece is good for more reasons than can be fit in one video. Self-evident ones at that. And if you really can't see the appeal, that's a you problem. Thanks to how many unsolicited opinions there are on the internet, you have no excuse for not understanding that appeal. You don't have to like something to get the appeal. I didn't very much care about Into the Spider-Verse, but I get it because I saw it and I listened to people who loved it more than I did. I didn't automatically dismiss it. I didn't automatically dismiss their opinion as fanboy hype. The thing about being a fanboy is that 100% of the time, it's because something about it made you a fan. And it can be anything. It doesn't even have to be something super drastic. There is no such thing as an inadequate reason for liking something, and if you think there is, it's probably because you're miserable. By the way, every single thing I've said so far is equally true if you talk about the opposite. Not liking something tends to require a little more reasoning because people generally want to be entertained and prefer it when people like the things they like. But pestering someone for not liking something and then calling their opinions inadequate makes you just as much of a cunt as someone who pesters someone else over a positive opinion. The only exception is when that opinion is based on a lie. Like, Naruto gets a lot of flack because some people just have no fucking clue how reincarnation works, and so they do not have the knowledge necessary to understand the whole Ashura and Indra thing, and therefore their opinions about it aren't as valid as the opinions of people who do know about that stuff. Once again, you do not have the right to make personal judgments or demands just because someone didn't like something. People don't need exhaustive reasons to dislike or not be interested in something. Same can be said about real-world issues with real serious ramifications. Like, I can't count how many times I've seen people call the AR-15 a military-grade assault rifle, despite not being used in any military ever, having been around since the 1950s, and being originally designed for civilian use. And in the end, if you can't at least acknowledge that people can like or dislike something for whatever reasons they want, the internet isn't for you. The internet is full of opinions, and if you can't respect the opinions of others, you give those people zero reason to have any respect for you. I'm Mediocrity4, and this has been a PS fucking A. Thanks for watching.